Think of your favorite movie or TV show. Guess what? They all have the same basic structure. Today, I'm going to talk about what that basic structure is and how you can use it to keep your audience engaged and interested in your ideas. Coming up. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle, a co-founder of Lead with Words. We work with top organizations, including Mercedes-Benz and the United Nations, to help their people increase their influence. And here, we want to help you with these bite-sized videos. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Every movie, TV show, and presentation all have a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's an introduction into what is going on. The scene is set with who is who, the goal, and why the audience should care. Next, the characters' personalities and progress are teased out in various scenarios that test them as they seek their goal. And finally, the good guys win, things are brought full circle, and the credits roll. Beginning, middle, end. For presentations, we call it IBC, Introduction, Body, Conclusion. In our 2-day presentation training, we break this basic IBC structure down even further, expanding it into a complete step-by-step structure to save you time when preparing and to make sure your content is succinct and logical. Today, we're going to focus on the skeleton of the IBC. Part number 1, introduction. Let's start from the beginning, the introduction. The purpose of the intro is to get your audience's attention, convey your key message, also known as your main idea, and share a brief overview of the supporting points you're going to talk about. Supporting points are the more detailed points that support your key message. Your introduction should be short. You can think of it as the executive summary of your presentation. You'd be surprised at the number of presentations I hear that have no introduction. The presenter just jumps right into all of the details and the audience is already lost. Remember, your audience's perspective is the only one that matters, and if they are lost or confused, your presentation failed. Let's take a look at an example of an introduction. First, here's some background information so you have the context. Schools for Tanzania is a non-profit that brings volunteers to Tanzania to build schools for local children. Mike is a project manager and will deliver a presentation to the executive director requesting they try a different construction material supplier for their next project, one who can source higher quality materials. He wants the executive director to commission him to send out an RFQ, request for quote, to multiple potential suppliers. Then Mike will update him with a summary of the results. Let's take a look at this introduction.
What if we can make one small change now that would gain greater commitment from all our stakeholders, students, donors, and volunteers? Here's how. Let's trial run a new construction material supplier for our next project, which can source higher quality materials. Here are the reasons why we should do this. First, it will inspire all stakeholders. Second, schools will have a longer lifespan. And third, the budget is available.
After the short introduction summarizing your key content, you move into the body. Part number 2, body. The body is the meat of your presentation. It's where you share the juicy details of your supporting points you summarized in your introduction. And by juicy details, I mean sharing facts like data, case studies, testimonials, survey results, etc. Then explaining how these facts support your supporting points. You need to connect the dots for your audience because not everyone connects the dots the way you want them to. In the body of our Schools for Tanzania example, Mike will elaborate on the 3 supporting points he summarized in the introduction. It will inspire all stakeholders. Schools will have a longer lifespan, and the budget is available. You'll spend the majority of your time presenting in this section, but that doesn't mean it needs to be long. On that note, let me move along to the 3rd and final part of an effective presentation structure. Part number 3, conclusion. In the conclusion, you restate your key message so your audience doesn't forget. Then share a short summary of your supporting points and end with next steps. Et voila! You're done. Here's what Mike's conclusion looks like.
In conclusion, let's create a shining beacon of hope for our donors, our volunteers, and most of all, our students. And let's do this through a trial run of a new supplier that can source the high quality materials we need. First, it will inspire greater commitment from all stakeholders. Second, it will solve the problem of increasing repair costs. And third, it will utilize the excess funds earmarked for our school projects. Commission me to send out an RFQ to multiple potential suppliers and then update you with a summary of the results. You can evaluate the results before making a final decision.
Now, a common question I get is, do I really need to repeat my key message and supporting points in the conclusion? Yes, you do. You do need to repeat yourself. You've spent a lot of time developing and practicing the content, so it might sound a bit repetitive to you, but it's your audience's first time hearing this content. Also, we live in the era of distraction. Most people in your audience will have less than 100% focus at some point during your presentation, even if you're the most engaging, best looking, most competent presenter ever. And if the part they miss is your key message, which you only shared once, you've lost them. This IBC structure is simple, but powerful. Want to see another example? Check out my TEDx talk I did in Beijing, which is conveniently linked right below. In conclusion, when you follow the IBC structure, you'll be much less likely to lose your audience. There are many finer points we can talk about, but structure at its core is as easy as introduction, body, conclusion. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, share with your friends and colleagues and subscribe for more content just like this. And we'll see you in the next video.